bing, bing, bing. We're live. It's Sam and Nicola for Local Support. Woo! Yeah. So, gosh, after all the people, the Martin Fowler scrum, just the two. I mean, I guess like if it would almost make sense to move the local support meeting. We did talk about moving it earlier for Stella. You know, if we're going to have a big load of folks in Kenya working on it, maybe we should move it into a much earlier part of the day. But yeah, I'm going to be off next week, so I won't run it next week. I don't know if anybody else wants to run. Oh, and Stella's internet has come back. Yay, Stella's here. Hello, Stella.
Hi, Stella.
Hiya. Can you hear us okay? I'll just say hi, Stella, in the chat there. My computer's gone. Oh, yeah, it is doing it. Yeah. My computer's gone a bit weird. But so, well, I guess Stella will tell us if and when she can hear us. So Stella was the one item for the agenda today is, meeting time, and should we move it earlier? It almost makes me wonder, with all the people coming in from Kenya in the morning scrum. I'm trying to find like a calendar here. Where's my calendar gone? Because I have my calendar. Where's my calendar? Oh no, I killed everything, so I don't have it up. But I was wondering if we could even move it like radically early, so that it was before the Martin Fowler scrum on a Thursday. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
And that would be okay for you, would it, Nicola?
Yeah, for me it's okay. Yeah, fine.
And Stella was saying like move it like an hour or two earlier. I don't know if that's even earlier time, but so anyway, something to discuss. Gosh, my computer's really slowing down. Oh, it's got to be rebooted. So I mean, we could make it like 11 a.m. UTC on Thursdays. Let's do that. Or I think the time that.
The hour in Kenya is like almost 8 p.m.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm almost tempted to make it like mix it up and just move it much earlier, because I don't think we have people involved in local support at the moment who are, well, Nick is the one person who like this would like totally not work at all for Nick, but he hasn't been this would be actually probably a better compromise time for Nick. I might prefer that. Okay, but anyway, I guess we'll look at changing that afterwards. Nicola, do you have any kind of items or concerns on your mind for local support at the moment?
Yeah, one of the things is the pull request of the geocoder. I don't know if I can merge that, or maybe don't.
And Nick is here.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick. Stella, I'm just going to mute you because there's a lot of background noise there. Yeah, go on, Nicola. We'll so yeah, the PR of the geocoder, which we may look at together now.
Cool. The other thing is the newsletter event that I was thinking that maybe, because with Stella, maybe we can work after the meeting, but I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on her internet.
How to synchronize that, because I don't want to do any work if it's like I'm gonna feel bad if I work on that alone.
Sure.
Since
I totally understand.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Nick is here. Hey, Nick, how are you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
Yeah, getting there. Getting there. Yeah, we're just sort of going around and checking if there are particular things on our minds. Yeah, what's on your mind particularly about local support?
Nothing on my mind.
That's good too. Yeah, no problem at all. All right. I guess you've finished your PR now. Is that right?
Well, I implemented it. I would like to write the test for it, so I need to make some time tomorrow to work on that.
Right. That was we talked about this cucumber tests, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. I don't know if Stella's audio is working. Feel free to type into Slack or the chat there, Stella, if you want to highlight things for us. Obviously, newsletter event thing is relevant for you. For me, oh, hey, Stella.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, how are things going with you?
I'm okay. So, as Nick had.
So your audio dropped out there. It does sound like you are having trouble with your internet. I would try just typing out things into the chat, Stella, and we can pull that in. Deployment. Oh, I guess we've got client meeting. Yeah, so on my mind, I guess, yeah, and also automated deployment. So the main things that are on my mind are just making sure that we're merging a lot of changes. We need to get those out onto production. I know that Nicola's now got full permissions all the way to production. You've just got the latest stuff on staging, haven't you?
Yep.
Nicola. I'm definitely feeling the need for a client meeting. I will be seeing the client definitely in 3 weeks. They seem to be very busy. Well, I've also got really busy as well, so finding a free slot. The other thing I would love to do is get set up with this automated deployment that Nicola and I have been talking about, where like every day at like 5 p.m. or whatever, some time that we set, like things are bumped along the queue. And Nicola made some progress there talking to Travis CI, didn't you?
Yes.
And they pointed out that they do have a kind of
yeah, let me see. I think.
Oh yeah, you did. I guess we've got it in the DevOps channel, haven't we?
Yes.
So there's a local support DevOps channel now where Nicola and I talk about all the different things that are going on. And no, maybe you pasted it to me in the individual.
Here. That one.
Oh, great. Right. And it's interesting.
No, not that one. No.
Oh, is it not the right one?
That was another issue that we had on Travis. What was it?
Gosh, this is, and my computer is just like starting to run like treacle. I've been trying to fix some permissions thing. Yeah, I thought you'd put it into either like chat with me or the DevOps chat.
Yeah, but I did it in the website one DevOps. Yeah, here.
It went into, and it was a website weird because we'd like the same thing to happen for website one. Yeah. So they've got these cron jobs, and so yeah, we could have this cron job, and basically we worked out the script that we would use a cron job. It would basically like we'd have a cron job like say in the morning that would merge develop into staging, and a cron job in the afternoon that would merge staging into production. So I mean, it would also happen
if you can tell that like the time. I think that you can send it daily, weekly, or monthly.
Right.
So maybe we can do up to staging daily and weekly to production.
Maybe, yeah. You can't set them to run at a specific time. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, then it almost sounds like why would we do it with, like, we could have our own server running cron jobs.
Yes.
On Azure, to be honest, I hadn't put that up there saying like, yeah, you can't actually set them to run at a particular time. It's going to run at daily at like random time, and that's not really what we want, is it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh well. It's funny because there's this whole idea of continuous deployment, and it feels like more CI providers should have that. But let's move back on. So we'll come back to the beginning item, which was we were talking about just in the meeting time. I was thinking like radically, should we move it much earlier? And then I was thinking actually, if we move it to this really early time, that would exclude you, Nick. So I think we probably don't want to do that it was Stella has suggested moving it to this 3 p.m. UTC on a Thursday, and that's the same time as the MOOC mob is tomorrow, Nick. And so that, I mean, I imagine the current time of like 4:15 p.m. UTC, which is your like 8:15, is probably better. But I guess it would still be within, like, this would still be manageable for you, Nick. Whereas this is probably out of the question, right? You're muted there, Nick, if you're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, 3 p.m. UTC, that actually works good. Even 2 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we probably wouldn't get any earlier than that because there are other things going on. But we've got the deep learning mob and stuff. But
11 a.m. What is that? 8, 9.
Oh,
that's I'll be asleep. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I mean, I'm going to be off next week, but I think we'll maybe see if we, try moving it earlier again from, like Thursday week. If anybody else wants to run it at whatever time next week, then be my guest. So I guess then the main thing to look at is Nicola's items here. And I totally also empathize with the issue of like the newsletter event is thing with Stella, and you've got the issue you don't want to like run away and complete it. When sort of Stella's interested in involved in working in it, and it's another of the challenges.
Sometimes I told her that, okay, I'm gonna do some work, and she said, oh, but do it with me. So I was feeling like, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna work on that.
I'd say anytime that happens, just switch yourself onto that website one medium Mercury thing. That's because I will
do that. Yeah.
But so let's look at the pull requests where we are now. And so I was looking through the geocoder. Yeah, and I think it's good to go. I think we should get this merged in. As I was looking at it, I was just reflecting that we've kind of the pull request has ended up being more than just changing where the geocoder logic is in that, like you're saying, you kind of started on a refactoring of the organizations controller.
Yep.
And I guess that's I can see how that's like it's sort of tempting to do that. And I think given that you've done it now, let's get it in there. But it could have been
another story.
Yeah. Well, and what we do is, if it happens like that, we miss the opportunity to like create a refactoring ticket that then we can discuss with various people about, and the different ways of refactoring can kind of be discussed, rather than you've kind of like sort of taken a vision and said, right, I think it should go like this, and it then becomes sort of a unilateral thing. Not that you haven't made some good decisions.
No,
but you know what I mean.
In the way that I did it, I will only have my own point of view, let's say. Yeah,
that's right, and it's good. And it's not saying that your point of view isn't good. It's also partly exposing it so that other people can learn from your style there, like all the other different people involved. If they're understanding what you're intending when you do the refactoring, then that means when they come to work with it in future, they can kind of go with your grain instead of against your grain. And I mean, it all makes a lot more sense if we were all. I mean, the ideal world is I would win the lottery, and then I could basically say, you will all be paid full time at an extremely high rate to work on LocalSupport and any other Advantage products, and then we could just be like doing this. We'd have this like really, really high intensity, sprints going on and everything. But one day, I mean, I don't, I don't bet on the lottery, but someday, something, I don't know, like some big fund will give us some money. Anyway, we'll get there eventually. But I noticed that so so we had this sort of pattern before of returning false unless user can edit organization, and you changed that into a generic check privileges operation that took more parameters, and then you're using this return if performed style, which is, I think that maybe that's actually more modern. This is maybe like, I think this was only introduced in Rails 4.7, the perform, but I think this is. Did you kind of see this from somewhere and think, you like that style, or?
Yeah, I was looking for the different ways of still returning after redirect to, and I found 4 different methods to do it. But for me, this one's the most clear, because the only thing that we are doing is just returning if perform, and you just need to go to the method and see what is returning. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's. I mean, I like the use of that that style. Yeah, good stuff. So I think let's. I think the big win here is, like you say, this is gonna make people running. It's gonna be faster for people running DB seed, right? That's part of this. Or is that already the case? And this is like the follow up.
That yeah, well, if they run the seed now, I think that it's already faster than what it was. But yeah, this is a follow up from that.
Right, and so this is a follow up. So then so we've got the refactoring there. I guess so this is changes to the geo. So there's basically refactoring of the organization controller. We now have. Okay, this is basically following through, and some other places where we should be checking the geocode is now added.
Yeah. Now,
right. But no, in fact, actually, this is the place where we've right. Is it already faster? Because here you've removed the hook.
Yes.
Right. So this actually does remove the hook. So doesn't that mean if the hook is still there, doesn't that mean that the like in the current develop branch, DBC will run slow because it will still hit the, or will you reduce the number of organizations being created?
No, it's 100.
Around 100, right? But this will now mean that those, when the DB seed runs, it won't geocode, right? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So that's the key.
And with the code that we have now here with this pull request, we are more aware of where and when we are geocoding.
Yeah,
because
right.
It is explicit.
It's explicit.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let's get that. Let's get that merged in. Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's great work. Yeah, and just let's be careful to get. We created like an additional extra for a refactoring ticket, and let's get that done. Okay, and Stella is back. Nick is saying he started another thing.
Here.
Okay. Yeah, just looking into. Yeah, I mean, this is a sort of an ongoing thing, isn't it? That I'm still not 100% about what the source of this issue is. This is some of the, but yeah, because as part of the thing that you've been working on, Nick, you've been looking at the way in which we communicate with these third-party services and their data coming in. So yeah, that's natural that you would, be able to have a crack at this one.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Cool. There is a command too from the geocoder gem for reprocessing all the registers of a model. If we want to, for example, if we don't think that latitude and longitude are well, or that some of our registers don't have it, we can just run that rake task and it will process.
Right. And that's. Yeah, the weird thing I think that what we have is that we request from DoIT only things that are within a certain region, and the funny thing is that DoIT sends us, I think, some things that come back are in a much wider region. So if we look at it here, yeah, you can see like we're supposed to only get things within 3 miles of the center, but then there's like one in here that comes in for and it is actually.
So when you
go on,
if you click on that, it'll go to the DoIT page, and you'll actually see that there is so I think like one job, there's like different locations tied to it, like multiple locations tied to it, and so then if one of the locations is in Haro, then it sends us all the location data.
Right.
So maybe we can filter. Maybe we can tell the API to just filter out.
Yeah. Oh, and the interesting thing with this one is, like, for this one, this is almost like, it's certainly not the end of the world if there's a couple of dots that are a little bit out here, because people who are in this area, there's very, very good fast transport links into the center. It's kind of no big deal. The funny thing that we were having before was, you know, like if we, oh no, I'm going the wrong way, is that it was giving us ones like up here, like 300 miles away in the north of the country. That was kind of like, and the only reason that even then, like, it's not in principle a problem. It was just a problem that as you scanned down through these, the one that was in a very different area, well, you then suddenly the map would like jump to like Scotland or somewhere, and so yeah, there's it's usually like this, which as long as they're all in this sort of region, then this is, you know, not so confusing. Anyway, cool, but wonderful that you're looking at that. So that actually, I mean, now that we come back to our thing here, we're looking pretty, you know, like under control for pull requests. Like only 4 pull requests. This is, you know, looking like a sort of almost well-organized project. So I guess, yeah, Lenzong is off doing Chinese New Year or what have you. Is there anything that we need to say about the newsletter events now, Nicola? I mean, Stella is here. I guess she's maybe still having audio troubles.
Maybe I could work on that pull request and make some changes, like slowly, and then we could catch up like later, or I don't know.
Well, I guess
if that works for her, but
yeah, no, I think you might find it easier to work that out with Slack. I tell you, I'm gonna, unless anybody needs me for anything, I'm gonna say let's move on. I'm gonna, like, I'll turn off the broadcast. If you guys want to work anything out or chat, or, you know, I get the feeling that maybe Stella is having all sorts of things that possibly the Slack will be easier. But otherwise, we're kind of good, right? There's nothing else blocking anybody. We can move forward. Yeah, I'll be having a week off next week. Feel free to, and then Nicola, you know how to start meetings now if you want to have something off. But yeah, I'll probably, and there we go. All right, I'll have a lovely rest of your day, beginning of your day, end of your day, however it's going, and see you all again soon.
Cool. Thank you
for now.